Now, you're tuned into the Wake Up and Win podcast, and I am your host, DeVon Pouncey. I am here in the beautiful city of Portland, Oregon, and today we got a special guest on the podcast. But before I introduce the guest, let me go ahead and give y'all some announcements this week. You know, every week I'm booked and busy doing something different. Obviously, college basketball has gotten off to a great start already. I'll be calling for Portland State at 7 p.m. at the Viking Pavilion this Friday against Evergreen State. They played against Oregon State last night, obviously a Pac-12 opponent and an Elite Eight opponent as well. Oregon State coming off of an Elite Eight run. And the Vikings competed well. Didn't come away with the W, but they had the chance. So they're looking to bounce back in their home opener this Friday, and I will be on the call for that. Also, the Pacific University football team is playing their last game of the season this Saturday, and I'll be calling that game at 1 o'clock versus Pacific Lutheran. So come out, enjoy them. They've been having a great season thus far. You can watch that game on GoBoxers.com. And the Portland State game, you actually can watch on ESPN Plus on Friday night. So tune in to what you can tune into, and we'll keep the announcements rocking and rolling. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be on the call this week for Pacific's men's basketball team because of a schedule conflict with the Portland State game. They play on Friday night as well, but I'll be on the call at Portland State, but you'll hear me on the Pacific's men's basketball call as the season progresses. But now we got a special guest on the podcast, y'all. He's my guy. He's my friend. He's my brother. I know him as Myles. You might know him as Slick. Myles Bullock, AKA Slick from BMF. What's going on, brother?
What's cracking, bro? What's cracking, bro? How you doing, Brody?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing? Because you got a lot of traffic coming your way digitally right now. You're on arguably the hottest show on television. The memes have been going absolutely crazy.
They've been going nuts. They've been going nuts, bro. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. And we'll get into all of that. But I already kind of predetermined coming into this episode that I wanted to title this episode Becoming Slick, because you have essentially accrued a new audience by way of being on BMF. It's arguably the biggest show on TV right now. Definitely is the biggest show if we're just speaking in cultural terms. But you know, you've been able to be introduced to a new audience by way of this massive platform. But there was a journey to get to that point. So just to give us a start, tell us a little bit about Myles Bullock, the actor, who we've come to know as Slick more recently, and how it is that you got this particular role and got to this point.
Wow, man. Great question, man. So it's the journey's been long, brother. The journey's been long. It's been long in the making, bro. Because everybody asked me when did I start acting, when I know I wanted to, become an actor and pursue that. And it happened the end of my second year of college. So, I was already in college. I thought I was going to do mass communications and journalism. I was trying to be sports journalist. I was trying to do what you doing. You know what I mean? Like, because I think that's cool. You know what I mean? And we grow up, and we grow up watching sports, and I was like, I would love to be one of the faces that you see every time your game turns on and talking about the game. But that wasn't in the cards. And I happened to slide into a play. Because I needed extra credit, bro. I needed us 3 credits to be considered a full-time student. And this acting teacher, he said that he had classes that were up to 3 credits. So I emailed him. I said, "What's up? You got any classes open?" He said, "No, but I have a play and somebody just dropped out. So you can come watch. You can sit into a rehearsal, and if you like it and you want to do it, I'll give you 3 credits for it." So I sat in a rehearsal. I saw it. I said, "Hey, I'm down with it." And he said, "All right, for sure." I did the play. He gave me 3 credits. People said I was good. And then it was off from there. Started taking acting classes, changed my major. Then started winning acting awards, acting competitions in college, brother. And then I got a full scholarship to go to University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, where I got my MFA, my Master of Fine Arts, where I was able to just do more theater and excel and do plays in different countries. I was in Canada and do plays in different states. And man, grow my craft, understand why I was good, understand my body, my voice, language, speak Shakespeare, speak August Wilson, learn all these different aspects and assets of the acting game. And then graduated in 2017, came back to LA. I'm from LA, born and raised, you know that, but not everybody know that, born and raised.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
yes, Sirski.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, what we talking about right now? And so
the Warriors 9-1 right now, though, man.
Hey, you know, y'all looking good. Y'all looking good. Y'all looking really nice. Y'all looking really nice. But
for those that'll be listening to the audio, he's wearing a 2020 Lakers championship shirt. But we'll put this out on YouTube as well. So the YouTube viewers will obviously be able to see it. But if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, he's getting his shit off right now.
But yeah, man. So I came back home. And got a manager, got an agent for my showcase, and it was kind of off from there. And you know, man, it's been a kind of a slow burn as far as people seeing me and me being in things that people are watching and me getting like regular viewership on TV, right? So my first job, I was on a show called SWAT. That's on CBS, Shamar Moore show, and I had one episode. Right. And then I went to Criminal Minds, and I got to play the crazy person on Criminal Minds, and that was fun and everything. And then I was able to do this Marvel joint called Runaways. That's on Hulu. And I did about like 7 episodes of that. Played a character named AWOL, and that was a lot of fun. But BMF, man, was just like, this was, you know, so it's been, but between each thing, there's been about 8 to 9 months. 8 to 10 months. So, you know, like for the outside eye, I might feel like, man, you've been getting it. But for me, it's just like, man, this has been a slow burn. Before BMF, it had been like a year, over almost 2 years before I'd actually.
So when you go for these roles, what is it about? Is it more so about who you know? Is it more so about the resume that you built up? Like, or is it just sort of a combination of it all? Because, you know, obviously, you know, getting into the acting game, getting into Hollywood, all of these things, it's not easy. And I'm sure you know that, being from Los Angeles, obviously, and then also being in an industry in Los Angeles where we know how tough it is out there. But when you go for these roles, has it been the relationships that has propelled you from show to show? And, you know, once you get in there, obviously you do your thing and new opportunities present itself, new relationships form, so on and so forth.
You know, man, it's really interesting. I don't know what the formula is on what jobs you get. I've been trying to figure it out so that I could get more. You feel me? But you know, man, it's really interesting, man. The ebb and flow of the industry is just, that's what it is, man. It's like there's ups and there's downs, and sometimes they're far in between, sometimes they're close together. And you know, it definitely helps to put forth a good foot forward when you are on set, and you know, be respectable to everybody that's on set, and be personable and come in there, be professional and do your job. That doesn't always mean that it's going to matriculate to another job, though. But it does mean that your reputation, you know, if somebody were to go back and ask for reference from the director, maybe they knew that director and they hit you up and like, oh no, he was great to work with, or you know, he was easy to get along with, he came and knew his lines, or he came and I love what he brought, or you know. So in those things, it could definitely have value. I don't know, that doesn't really go into if you get the role, but if you get to that point, that those things definitely come in handy.
So what happened in terms of you being able to get the Slick role? Like, how did that particular role play out in itself? And what was it like when you found out that you were going to be on a show that again holds so much weight in our culture? Obviously, being able to work with 50 Cent, which we'll get into more of that in depth here shortly. But what did it take, and what was the process to actually become Slick in the hit show BMF?
It's crazy, bro. I actually didn't even audition for BMF. I didn't even know.
Really?
I didn't even know BMF was I didn't even know the show was a thing. I didn't know it was being created, bro. Like, I actually auditioned for 50 Cent's other show, the Tommy spinoff from Power. So you know, Tommy has his own show now, and Joseph Secor has his own show, and they're doing that. So I auditioned for one of the leads in that show.
Mm.
And so from that audition was sent to I think a Starz producer, or it was either sent to a Starz producer, something along those lines. That producer sent it to Tasha and Randy Huggins, Tasha Smith, who is executive producer and director, and Randy Huggins, showrunner, writer, creator, and sent it to them. And then they saw me, and I guess boom, boom, boom. So I sent that audition in on a Friday. The next Friday, I got a call, and they're like, "Hey, we want to offer you a role, but not for the show you auditioned for. It's for a show called BMF. The character is named Slick. We don't really have much details on the character yet, but we know you're going to be in this many episodes, and we know it's going to be in Atlanta, and that's that."
Whoa.
That, bro. It was crazy.
Whoa,
crazy.
That's wild. That's wild. So you get this role. You obviously auditioned for an entirely different show. You get this role, and so you go and you film in Atlanta. I would imagine you've had to film during the pandemic. You all filmed.
We filmed during the pandemic, bro. We left out. We started filming January 12th, I think.
My birthday.
Yeah. So I think we started January 12th. I got out to Atlanta January 2nd. We had like some Zoom table reads and stuff like that throughout the first 2 weeks, costume stuff. And then we got started mid-January, fam, and we was going. But during pandemic, we talking about getting a thing up your nose 3 times a week, in a test.
Yeah.
And this was right. There wasn't much talk about vaccine yet. You know what I mean? So there wasn't no vaccine mandates. There wasn't none of that. It was just like we was going off mask and hope. You feel me? And
mask and hope,
bro. We made it happen. Bro. It was crazy.
Wow. So I would imagine that's completely different from any other filming that you've had to do for any other show. Just the whole experience at large had to be like drastically different in that regard.
Bro, we couldn't go anywhere. I mean, they didn't want anybody going anywhere. We pretty much sequestered to like our hotel rooms or Airbnb, wherever we were staying. Couldn't be social. And, so we were pretty much just going from the hotel room, wherever we were staying at, to the trailer, to set, and back. And those were pretty much our 3 places. You know what I mean?
How long did you all film? Like how long?
About 3.5, 4 months. Yeah, so like 3.5, 4 months. So yeah, I came back home in April.
Came home in April.
Yeah.
Woo! What a life.
Yeah.
What a life. Talk to me about working with 50 Cent though, man, because obviously, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen BMF, but anywho, we're gonna get into it a little bit. You get killed in the most recent episode prior to the leaked episode, but you get killed in that particular episode.
Yeah.
But after that, 50 Cent shouts you out left and right. He shouted you out about 3-4 times. Now, as an outsider, when I see 50 Cent shouting somebody out 3-4 times, usually it's a problem. Usually he's trolling. Usually he's trashing you. He's calling you out. And it's bad. It is not a good situation for whoever it is 50 Cent decides to post 3 or 4 times in a row. It just doesn't work like that. But in your case, he's showing you mad love. He's showing you mad love on each and every post. Talk about what it was like to be able to work with 50 Cent and obviously sort of being a part of 50 Cent's universe, because the way you got introduced already, put you in his universe in a unique kind of a way, because you auditioned for, said on a completely different show of his that he's producing as well. But just talk about that relationship now with 50 Cent from this BMF experience.
Well, what's crazy, bro, is that so I just missed 50 because I get killed the episode before he directs. So he directed episode 7. I get killed in episode 6. I was like, damn, bro. I was trying to get with my mans. But, man, a 50, man, you talk about somebody who is passionate about what he does. I mean, this dude's energy towards what he's doing is bar none. So we had all Zoom table reads. Nothing was in person. Everything was over Zoom and everything. But each time for each episode, he talked about how he wanted this to be bigger than Power. It's gonna be the biggest show on TV. This is gonna be #1. We trying to get this. We trying to do Emmys. We trying to, and the vision he had for it. And where it came from and his desire to create it. And it was contagious, bro. And it fed everybody on the set. It fed everybody in the writer's room, all the actors, all the directors, because 50 was coming with that fire towards the project. So that made everybody else want to come with that fire. And, so that was always a beautiful thing, bro. So I admired that from afar. Bro, I didn't get to physically meet 50 into the Atlanta premiere. That's how crazy the set was, because the ways that it was just like I tried as much to be on set when I wasn't working. Like I tried as much to go and watch some of the behind, like when they were filming scenes that I weren't in, I was on set. I was watching, bro. But 50 wasn't directing yet. So, and I was already gone. So, I hadn't caught him in person. And so for him to show me that love like that after the show was crazy, because the sequence of events went like, bro, he followed me. Within 5 minutes, he posted me the first time. Within 3 minutes of that, he posted me a second time. Within 2 minutes of that, he posted me a third time and tagged me and everything and was showing me love.
Usually it's bad, bro. Usually it's bad.
And usually it's ugly, right? Usually there's an ugly situation for whoever. Yeah. And bro, it was just all love, man. And honestly, dog, I'm still trying to process it, bro. Honestly, I'm still trying to process it, because it was unsolicited. He did it on his own accord. He did it on his own time. And it was extremely genuine. And that for me was just the ultimate compliment. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate compliment. And more than anything, bro, that just made me more humble. It made me more hungry, made me more ready to just get going on whatever is to come for me next. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Bro, my followers went from like 3,000 to like 18,000 within a week.
I seen it.
And that's one man's influence. That's from one. That just shows you how big his influence is, man. And his spirit, his energy is contagious for everybody on set, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about the actual show itself? Like, did you know much about, BMF and Big Meech and sort of that backstory coming into the show? Did you have to do a lot of studying and learning about Slick and the role that you ended up playing? Because obviously this is loosely based on a true story. And the reason why I say loosely is because you see, like in the beginning of the show, in the little infomercial, you don't want to criminalize anybody because obviously they had some shit going on.
Right.
But a lot of this is loosely based on a true story. Did you know a lot about BMF prior to getting this role, or did you just have to full on indulge once you got this phone call, because you obviously didn't audition for this particular role in itself?
Right. Man, honestly, fam, I didn't know that much, bro. I knew of Big Meech. I knew all the rappers loved Big Meech. I knew he was in every other damn rap song I heard. And now it's just like, well, let me see who this dude is. And, look, kudos to Lil Meech playing Big Meech.
Playing his dad's role. That's fire too.
He's doing his thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And what a weight he's carrying on his shoulders doing that. I actually had the opportunity to play a fictional character. My character was just a character that was in the mix and, was helping tell the story, but was just like loosely based on multiple people, but not one person. You get what I mean? So that gave me a little bit more creative freedom and doing what I wanted to do and doing what I wanted to bring to the character. So, and then also, bro, like the costumers, the makeup, the set design, everything was so immaculate. I mean, you see how you've seen how it looks, and from the fur coats when we were in the club, and you know what I'm saying, I had the Jerry curl, and we was always, you know what I'm saying, like everybody was always decked out. So when I came to set, when how I was looking, it was just easy for me to just kind of fall into that work and just completely give myself to that. So it was a great time.
So with that, you were like the master of one-liners throughout the episodes that you were in. Like you were flat out hilarious. Like everybody reacted to what it was that Slick had to say. Like you were punchy in terms of the lines that you had. Like the lines you had, they hit. They hit. Was that you kind of improvising in a way in a lot of those lines? Was it written that way? Like how did it become that Slick has like the punchiest lines every time he has a scene in this show.
Hey, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate that, man, because most of that was me, bro. Look, man, I was given a lot of creative freedom. And one of the first things that I was charged with was Tasha Smith called me, and she was like, look, when I got the part, Tasha Smith called me, she was like, look, this is what I'm looking for from this character. I kind of want you to find the humor, kind of want you to find the lightness. There's going to be so much heaviness going on. There's going to be so much everything else going on that we need somebody in there to bring the levity. So I made that a point to find where I could place that. And on the first day of shooting, I came in there, and she was like, play with what you got. You know what I'm saying? Play with your hair, play with your stuff, play with your glue. I was like, all right. That's where you got the hairspray from. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got. And she told me to say something when they walk away. And I started saying just wild shit, bro. I just started saying wild. I was like, hey, what is the wildest shit I could say that's within the time frame? You know what I mean? That's still kind of 80s. That's, you know what I mean? And bro, that kind of became my mission every time I had a scene. Every time I came to set was, all right, so I would see the script and I was like, so what can I add? How can I maneuver this? Keep the same story, you know what I'm saying? But kind of add my own little pizzazz on it. And bro, credit to the writer, credit to the showrunner, Randy, bro. He gave me all the love in the world and allowing me to really come to set and be myself and bring myself and bring as much as I wanted and could to the show, because they would let me go crazy.
Is that usually the case, though, when you get roles? Obviously, you've played in a plethora of roles, but the fact that you were able to really kind of implement, you know, your creative genius, like I said, those lines made you stand out in a way where somebody might not have stand out had it been somebody else who had that particular role. Like, you became known for those lines. Was this the first time in one of these bigger shows and bigger sets that you've been able to kind of flow a little bit more freely in terms of your role and making it what it is that you saw fit, rather than maybe what a writer or a director or a producer saw fit?
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, brother. That's not it's not normal, especially if you're not one of the main folks. Like, if you are one of the main people and that is kind of what you're known for, and it's a show that is kind of catered to improv or maybe a comedic things, you know, like The Office, where that's kind of something where they want you to improv and they want, you know, they bring in those type of people. And this definitely wasn't that kind of environment that you would expect for, you know, somebody to come and bring this type of energy towards. I haven't for TV. Okay, so look, bro, stage, there's unless it's an improv show, you're not making up nothing. You're saying what's written. You get what I mean? The only time you're improving is if maybe your scene partner forgets a line or somebody kind of skips something in dialogue, and then you guys kind of have to find your way back, and you kind of improvise your way back to the story. You know what I mean? Back to your lines, trying to get to the written lines. Television, certain people have allowances, but for the most part, what's written is written, especially if what you're doing is taken away from the show. So, bro, in every part I've done, I've kind of, you know, trying to see how far I could push the line. Most of them were serious things, so it didn't really call for. So a lot of my improv was just, you know, mannerisms in a sense, more like physical at things more than my words. You get what I mean? This was the first time where I was actually bringing words to set, bringing words to the lines that I felt like I wanted to add and change and maneuver. And bro, like full on chunks of dialogue where I changed, bro. It was crazy, dog. It was really crazy. Dope. It was really crazy. Fine. Yeah.
That's dope. I got to ask you this. How tired are you of You Can't Stop the Rain? Hey, but then he hit you with this. When it starts to pour. Have you ever heard a song more than that in a span of a week?
Never in my life. I can say that. Never in my life. Every day. Look, I got somebody DMing me that right now. That song is in my DMs at this very moment. I know for a fact. I literally heard it every day since then. Every day. You know what I mean? So look, hey, bro, it's so much fun. Hey, but it's so much fun, bro. It's so much fun. It's such a blessing, right? Because, like, I can say that my death scene in that show is one of the most memorable scenes from the show.
It is.
And
it's the most memeable. That's for damn sure.
For damn sure. More people are reenacting that scene than anything.
Yeah.
And there's still 2 more episodes. There's still a whole bunch of great stuff to come. But just to have it to this point and to be able to see this type of reaction and enjoy it with everybody, man, it's been so amazing, bro. It's so much fun.
That's dope, but you gotta be tired of that record. You got to be tired of that record. I'm tired of it. I've been saying it. You heard the little note I just hit. Yeah.
Hey fam, I can't lie to you. That it's usually the first thing people says to me when they see me. If people say when they see me, you can't stop the rain. He stopped your rain, huh? He didn't stop your rain, huh?
He didn't stop your rain, huh? Yeah. He cut your water off, huh?
Cut your water off. You know, I'll be like, nah, bro, I'm good. The water has stopped. I got the umbrella. We straight. The rain ain't bothering no more. We good. You know.
I gotta ask you this though, right? Because you my people. So I'm watching the show, and when I see you actually have a death scene in the show, I'm not really feeling Lamar like that. I feel some type of way because you my boy in real life. Yeah. So when I see Lamar kill you, I was ready to, take it back to where I'm
ready
from.
To get active,
You know what I mean? Yeah. But what is that like watching yourself? I've always wanted to ask actors this. What is it like watching yourself die in a show? Like, what is that like? Because that seems like it could be a little bit more traumatic than, like, again, a consumer may think, because we all know that it's not real. It's not real life. Yeah. But like I said, because I know you, I was ready to get at Lamar for you.
Yeah. Hey, bro, look, first off, man, I appreciate the energy. That's real.
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely.
And
you know that.
Bro, man, it's surreal, bro. It's a little weird. I can't lie to you. It's a little weird. You feel me? Like watching myself, because that was my first time seeing it was with other people. And so I was experiencing it with everybody else. And so hearing everybody else's reaction and then seeing it, and it was just a lot. I was like, damn, I kind of acted that well. That was well done, but damn,
it was kind of drawn out too. You drew that death out.
Like a motherfucker. I said, damn, I was trying to give him as many opportunities to say, okay, we're gonna save this nigga. I was trying to give them as many opportunities to say, hey, Slick, we gonna let Slick's gonna make it. And I was like, nah, okay, all right, we gonna see. But nah, bro, it's surreal, man. It's crazy. But so many actors, they don't like watching themselves. It's a thing, And
like I said, just because I know you, I felt some type of way.
Right.
I had to snap back to reality. Like, dog, it's fake. He's good. So, I can hit him up and get him on the podcast next week.
Fam, it's so crazy, man. People are making obituary shirts. Have you seen the obituaries of Slick that have been going around? So this is next level. So it's so funny. That is
next level, because you really see that at funerals, and like you really have obituary shirts online. People are getting them custom made, rocking them. It's crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen that over any death in any TV show.
Bro, I don't think I've seen it either. And
I don't think I've seen it to that extent, bro.
I don't think I have either, man. And that's why I'm just like, I can't be tired of it, because it's like, that's an amazing blessing. Like the fact that that's something I could do could be so impactful in a cultural manner. And you know what I mean? When it comes to social media and when it comes to the shows, it's just, that's what you do it for. As somebody that's been trying to do this for a long time and break through, and I'm still trying to create my career. That's definitely something that, like, it brings a little levity to the weight of feeling like, when's the next thing, or when I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? So it's that I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I'm tired of hearing that damn song, but I enjoy the love. I enjoy the love.
Big moment. It's a big moment. A lot to be grateful for. Grateful for. But I want to circle back to something you said at like the top of the episode when we talked about, how this role came about and everything. And you talked about, you actually wanted to be a sports journalist. You wanted to be a sports broadcaster. You wanted to be me, and I wanted to be I want to be Slick.
I'm trying to be slick right now.
I'm trying to be slick. Tell me what role with the next opening. Let me know. I'm down to audition. Damn it! I'm trying to be slick.
You trying to pull up? Hey, bro. You know what's crazy? So many people in my DMs talking about, hey man, I'm trying to audition for season 2 of BMF. And I'm like, nigga, I'm not even in season 2 of BMF. How? I'm gonna get you in it. I said I couldn't even get myself in season 2, bro. I'm gonna get you in it, dog. You know? No,
it's bro. Like it's kind of like the ballers want to rap, rappers want to ball approach. Like you got the hoopers that wish they can go spit a verse. You got some of them that do spit verses. Damian Lillard is right here in Portland where I'm at, rapping his head off. Then you got the rappers that sit courtside at every game, from E40 to Drake to you name it, because they wish they can go out there and ball. And that's sort of what I feel like right now doing this with you, because I'm ready to audition. At this point, I'm inspired.
Hey, bro, first off, bro, you already know you belong on the stage somewhere.
Absolutely.
You trying to do some stand-up or something, you need to pull up somewhere and get on the stage.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's funny, bro, and that's why people become actors, because they want to be everything. I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be everything. I want to see me like every kind of person. You know what I mean?
Right. With that said, though, like, speak to, like, because it could be hard sometimes to, like, switch up on your dream. And essentially that's what you did, because you went to school for communications and you sort of fell into a situation where you were able to take a theater class and then you loved it. But that could be hard to say, you know what, I'm just going to go all in with acting. I'm going to go all in with theater because I found something new that I really, really like. But when you've prepared and you've mentally told yourself that this is who I want to be, obviously, in your case, you wanted to be a sports journalist. What is it like, and what would you say to somebody that is maybe like transitioning careers, or maybe have found a new interest but don't necessarily know how to let go of their old interests? What would you say to somebody, because you sort of took that leap and here we are now?
Embrace change, man. You know what I mean? Embrace change. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of risks and doing something that may not be the popular decision all the time. Right. And you know, starting over. You know, and everybody fears the sense of like failure, but you have to fail in order to learn about yourself and learn how to be better and learn what makes you great. You know what I mean? I wanted to go to school for acting because I wanted to learn what made me good at it. I wanted to learn what made me great at it. You know, I didn't want to just assume that I had what it takes and then just trying to step out there on faith. Like I had the faith, but I wanted to put the work with it. So I would just say, like, don't be afraid.
Faith is dead without works.
Man, I mean, and so you have to be willing to say, you know what? I'm gonna go and work in the shadows. I'm gonna go and work in the dark and put the work into the dark. So when I come to the light, I'm prepared, and I'm ready to step into the light and fully embrace that. Everybody's ready to just go straight to the light without having to put the work in. No, you got to put the work in. Put the work in when nobody's seeing you. Put the work in when you got to, learn about yourself. When it's just you sitting in the room by yourself, and you got to learn to love yourself, and you got to learn to push yourself, and you got to learn to, do those types of things for you to get you to that great point. So don't be afraid to take risks, and don't be afraid to fail.
It's interesting you say that, because I tell people that all the time, even in the journalism industry, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I know that I've been able to do some things that a lot of my peers just have not. And I tell people all the time, like, it's about playing the long game, which could be hard to do, especially in this sort of like on-demand society where we're seeing advances in technology. We're seeing more platforms that give you opportunities, but just because you get an opportunity doesn't necessarily mean you're going to capitalize on that opportunity if you don't prepare, as you mentioned. Yeah. So like, it's cool that you say that, because it is hard, because we can look at the phone, we can look on Instagram and see what we think is big stuff, but we don't necessarily know what people had to go through and the grind that they went through to get 3 posts from 50 Cent and the jump from 3,000 to damn near 20,000 followers in a week. We're all just looking at the followers that you've accumulated in that week. We don't know the years and years and years and dedication and schooling and theater and grinding and auditioning for this show and for that show that led to that week where we feel like, yo, this dude just made a jump from 3,000 to 20,000 followers in a week. But a majority of us got introduced to you by way of those particular posts that we've already mentioned. And now you getting the following that you're getting.
Right. You have to look, man, at the end of the day, you just have to have your mind on the long goal and on the long-term goal. Like, we're kind of the microwave society, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens fast, Wi-Fi, we want that shit to happen quick. If it's not quick, it's not quick enough. There's something wrong and you're frustrated, you know what I'm saying? If it's not, so it's, and sometimes I can find myself getting in that same mode of like, it's not happening fast enough. It's not happening quick enough. Right. But just know that when the shit is ready, it's going to be ready. Are you going to be ready when it's ready? Yeah. Like, what I mean? Because every day you can try and anticipate something, but it's going to come. And when it comes, are you going to be ready for it? Can you trust the foundation you've built to say that I'm ready for this opportunity? Honestly, bro, if I hadn't done all the stuff I had done before Slick, my role wouldn't have hit the way it hit because I wouldn't have known how to add to this show. I wouldn't have known how to add to this story. You get what I mean? And I wouldn't have known where my value really lies in my craft and in my my body and my vehicle that I have. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it took me going to school for acting for 7 years straight, not taking a summer off, being in over 40 stage plays, being in, going and acting in Vancouver and Toronto and Minnesota and upstate New York and going to all these different places and doing over 500 auditions in a year and only booking one. You know what I'm saying? And it took all of those things in order for me to, like you said, get those 3 posts for 50, get these followers up, start to get a little bit of recognition for the craft that I've been working on for so long. When I didn't have no followers, when I just had 1,000 followers and I was in North Carolina doing plays and correcting papers. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You got to put the work in, bro. You got, you know what I'm saying? MJ, you got to shoot the free throws. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got to make the shots. You got to shoot 1,000 shots. You know what I'm saying? A night. You know what I mean? So you can make that one. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? It's like that.
Absolutely. What's next for you, man? Do you know yet, or are you just still kind of soaking in and taking in all of this greatness that's been on display? Obviously, BMF still, has a little bit more to go in terms of this season, but your role has come to an end. Are you already looking at what's next, or are you just kind of, staying in the moment for the time being?
I'm doing both, bro. I'm teetering between both of those. I'm looking for what's next. I'm constantly auditioning. I'm constantly, welcoming new opportunities. And I'm also just trying to stay in the moment and live in this moment of people loving my character and people being mad that my character's gone and the love that I'm getting from my peers and all that stuff. And trying to keep my head on straight and also just dealing with real life. So I'm just, living in my real life and then also staying hungry, bro. I'm always hungry, man. I'm ready for the next thing. Like, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it will be greater than my last. And I'm just looking forward to just continuing to build my name and build myself and continue to establish my value in this industry. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. So, the Wake Up and Win podcast obviously has a name. It's a political element to it. We're primarily a sports podcast, but really I like to call it an intersectional podcast. Sports, politics, and culture. Like those are the things that get covered on here, which is why I can bring a Myles Bullock on to talk about his role on the hottest TV show in the game right now, even though tomorrow I'll be in somebody's gym throwing the headset on broadcasting. Because you can't box me in. You know what I mean?
Box me in, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a man of many talents, bro.
Hello.
Let him know something.
Hello. But my question in terms of the name of the podcast being called Wake Up and Win is when you wake up in the mornings, do you have a ritual or anything that you do to sort of set the tone for you to go out and win the day?
Bro, I first thing when I wake up, I pray immediately. I pray immediately before I get out of my bed, before I brush my teeth, before I look at my phone, before I do anything. I pray and I thank God for the things I don't even know to pray for.
Right.
And I continue to just I set the mindset of opening up space to overcome challenges and welcome any gifts that God and the universe has for me. And then we move forward with the day.
There you go. What? Tell them where to find you, or tell them just to go to 50 Cent's page and find you. but promote yourself a little bit, Myles. Let's get you 10,000 more followers, man. Let's do it.
Man, a couple more don't hurt. Man.
Yeah, a couple more don't hurt, man.
I'm Myles M. Bullock on Instagram. That's MYLESM period BULLOCK. Myles M. Bullock on Instagram, and you can find me Myles B on Facebook. Myles MYLES last name BE, and then it's Myles B on Twitter. ITS MYLESBE. And just get at me. I usually just be talking about Black stuff, mental health, positivity, acting, and I've been a fool since preschool. So
there we go.
About, you get me?
You gotta keep it unapologetically Black, man. You gotta do it.
That's what it is. Hey, bro, I appreciate you for having me, though. Hey, it's great, dog. You're doing a great job. You're doing phenomenal stuff, brother, for real.
Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you came. God bless. And on that note, we are going to leave y'all the only way that we know how, and that is to stay woke and go win.